wanted to start this video with a cinematic opening shot, just to demonstrate that my intention isn't to waste your time with a poorly made, intentionally slow video that I baited you into watching by insulting your attention span so that you watch it out of spite to prove that your attention span isn't damaged by TikTok like the rest of society. I assume that is why some of you clicked on the video, and I assume a subset of those people are also watching this on 2x speed, ironically. But wasting your time is the opposite of my intention. This video is actually about how, as someone keenly aware of how much of the internet is a waste of time, the tremendous pressure I feel to not contribute to that problem myself. If you upload things to the internet, despite any good intentions you may have had at the onset, you'll invariably be tempted to change what you make in order to get positive feedback from the platform. You may not care about fame, fortune, followers, or likes, but you just want more people to see this thing you worked really hard on. And while social media has algorithms designed to keep audiences addicted, they also do their best to subconsciously, psychologically manipulate the creators too. The problem is following these signals often leads you to create content that is a waste of people's time. Let me back up. When I say waste people's time, I really mean anything that is part of the bigger picture of the unhealthy effects internet and phone usage has on humans. For some people, this means phone addiction. For some, it means shortening attention spans. For some, it results in brain fog, anxiety, or lack of motivation. But it can also be something that, while seemingly inoffensive, takes time out of your life without giving anything of value in return. We only have so much time. Time we could be spending climbing mountains, writing that novel, playing volleyball with friends, or pursuing our dreams, ambitions, or goals. If we are going to spend the finite grains of sand in the hourglass of our lives looking at a phone or computer screen, it had better be worth it. Sometimes we need to relax or just be entertained, yes, but we should be intentional about what we consume, why we're consuming it, and try to consume what meets that need in a healthy and high-quality way. It is a tragedy when we've been perusing the internet for hours, and upon being wakened from it, realize we regret that time that was taken from us with nothing of value given in return. We lost a part of our lives to the screen that we can't get back, and at best, it gave us nothing. At worst, it may have deepened our addiction or shortened our attention span.
Oh, yep. That was so perfect.
I got fired up about this after watching a YouTube video about this, which was titled Brain Rot. His video annoyed me in that he projected his own personal struggles onto the rest of humanity and both praised and blamed TikTok overmuch. The final trigger was when he repeated the advice successful YouTubers love to repeat, that for your own health, put down your phone, stop consuming YouTube videos, and instead, create them. I have always questioned the wisdom of this advice when it's given in the context that even content which isn't explicitly harmful is still a bigger part of an electronic ecosystem that's draining your life. Even if you have good intentions as a creator, you are becoming part of the problem. Unless your videos are going to be better than the 700,000 hours of video that are uploaded to YouTube every day, your videos at best are a worse use of time than the competition. At worst, you will fall victim to the platform's creator-focused psychological manipulation and slowly start to make less virtuous content and get sucked into the unhealthy trappings unique to the creator rather than the consumer. As a creator, you have to ask yourself, am I contributing to the problem? Am I making something that meaningfully enriches the life of the viewer? Am I making something that stretches them intellectually or increases their focus and attention span? Am I making something more entertaining than all of the other entertainment in the world that's at their fingertips? Am I contributing to their phone addiction and the hours they unintentionally waste on YouTube? Or am I just selfishly creating for my own desire but not respecting the time and life of my prospective viewers? These are the questions that keep me up at night. I mean, literally, I often stay up past my bedtime pacing, thinking about how I can create videos that are actually meaningful and worthwhile. I mean, seriously, please tell me, what can I make that is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, or praiseworthy? Assuming we can make things worth sharing on the internet that are healthy, beneficial, worthwhile, and meaningful, we don't become capable of making something truly valuable without practice. You have to make content that is a waste of people's time in order to become good enough at making content that isn't a waste of time. The cruel irony that I'm dealing with is that I would improve faster if I made worse videos but released them more frequently. I would get better, faster, by making junk that's a waste of your time. This painful growing period could be more easily endured if not for the second cruel reality. The reality you have no idea how close you are, or if you're even heading in the right direction. At what point do your works reach the threshold where they are suddenly valuable? Art is intangible. It's not like a physical product or consumable like food that you pay for and get something concrete in return. Most people say they value art, but how? And how much? And when does an artist's work become good enough the artist is worth paying to create it? As the artist, you have no idea how close you are to the mark. You could be 90% of the way there in reality, but not realize it, and feel like such a dejected failure that you're sure even if you spent the rest of your life doing it, you'd never be successful. How do we even know when we're headed in the right direction? How far do we need to go to counteract the brain rot of the internet? Do we need to go to the extreme or just gently resist with videos that are slightly less impatient and more thoughtful? Is it in the topics we choose? In making the pacing just a little slower to stretch the audience's attention span? Is it in refusing to simplify or dumb down something hard to understand? Or is it really even our obligation at all to be responsible for the poor choices of our audience who may spend too much of their time online? Is any art meaningful or worthwhile beyond the value people assign to it by choosing to spend their time with it, so that we can say our art is inherently meaningful if people choose to watch it rather than click off? All I know is that I'm not content to merely make content good enough to get me more views and subscribers. I want to make videos that you remember positively, that you talk about with your friends, that meaningfully impact your life and that move you emotionally. I don't want to make just good enough videos. I want to make excellent videos. I want to make videos intentionally to provide a certain value, to say something true, and to be healthy and edifying to watch. There are going to be mistakes along the way. I apologize for time out of your life that I'll inevitably waste on my road to excellence. But my parting exhortation is that all of these thoughts really apply to everyone, and every part of our lives, the real world, not just YouTube. You can waste the time of your coworkers, friends, family, or customers by being just good enough. Or you can be the coworker, friend, or family member that everyone wants. You can challenge them, listen to them, encourage them, or light up their life with your joy. Think of the difference it's made when you've been to a restaurant with a grumpy waiter, or a store with a rude cashier, or an apathetic nurse at a hospital, versus the times in your life when you come across someone who does their job with vigor, joy, and aptitude. Consider the difference between your friends who really change your life versus the ones who are just there. Don't waste the precious time people give to you with being mediocre in a world of shrinking attention spans. Rise above the noise, exceed the average, be intentional, be excellent.